pulled together utility leaders from across the country to really explore the utility executive's role in preparing their organizations for the future. What we've found through our interviews and surveys is only about 10% of utilities are strongly confident that their organizations are ready for the challenges ahead. Today, we're going to be unpacking the specific things that these executives can do to really close that gap.
The three key engines for transformation are workforce development, asset management and capital delivery, and digital transformation. We find that these levers really create change across the organization and create those fit for future utilities.
The CEO doesn't necessarily have to do everything. Learning a lot of new technology isn't always easy for some of the more experienced employees in our organization, but having the people who do have that expertise, for example, in AI, having those part of your team is very important.
For years, it's been a transformation of the blue-collar operations of our organizations, and now we can see this transformation starting to get into white-collar operations as well. So merging both of those together is really going to optimize and create the most efficient utility that we can provide to our customers.
One of my biggest takeaways from the summit is that utilities are moving from long-term planning to real-time execution. As the digital transformation accelerates across the utility sector, utilities are becoming more data-driven and more proactive.
With technology, when you bring things together, you can tie pieces of your business that, even though you've transformed digitally, are still very separate. An example is operations, and then planning, and then design and engineering and construction. All very digital today, but all in separate silos. When you establish that thread throughout, you can really unlock the value, and then you actually can measure the return that you have on that digital investment.
What I found most valuable in the discussion about workforce development was that we all have a lot of problems, but I think we are working through them. We're learning from each other and trying to figure out what we can take and adapt for our own utilities.
What really struck me was how important it is to engage with the workforce today. It's a totally different workforce, and we have to engage our staff and work with them in a different way to get them ready for the future and want to participate in that future and all the benefits that they can help provide to the communities that we serve.
Every part of what we do as an asset, our people, our technology, and how we manage that to change it to the next level and not just think, what are those instruments in the ground? What's that equipment in the ground we got to build? But actually, how does our whole organization look at asset management?
For us, obviously in Southern Nevada, we grow so much. We are always adding new assets to our system. So having that strategic plan and building it into your system to be able to continue to assess it and maintain it and plan for your future capital plans, that's really the big key takeaway here.
I am not alone in my struggle in the water industry. And with that, what I mean is that everyone here has the same issue in some shape, form, or fashion. But the greatest part about this is that we're able to lean on one another to be able to get answers, as well as being able to figure out how do we move the water industry forward, whether it's in asset management, whether it's in the digital age, or whether it's just an overall management of our systems.
As someone who has spent their entire career communicating the value of water and trying to build the value of communications, to me, one of the biggest takeaways is that there are so many brand ambassadors in this room, and we all see the value of collectively building the value of water.
The C-Suite Summit is my highlight for the year. We have created this safe space for executives to really walk the talk and unfold problems that are a key to the industry. In previous events, we've talked about the strategy, we've talked about the importance of highlighting the profile of water. This time, we've really got into how do we tackle some of the most important problems we have.